Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Tomb World Survival. So last we left off, we had aggro all the way up here, or down here, I guess. It's southeast of the main colony, looking for Luciferium in Ancient Dangers, and he has set up a line of complex traps in order to trigger them. Now there were some tips I wanted to go over. First was about contiguous map zoning. That was a tip by Turtle Sandwich, making sure that my limited radiation was all set up correctly. So I'm just going to take a quick look at that, make sure it is, and I do believe it is. Yes, let's continue that tunnel as well. Another tip was about, does Jane's or Kazumi already have Luciferium in their inventories? Jane's does, and he's going to need Luciferium in a few days, and Kazumi will need Luciferium a little later than Jane's, but she does not have Luciferium in her inventory. Alright, Mr. Aggro, the plan here is to bring a brawler down to help open the Ancient Danger, and I want a brawler that has a lot of radiation leeway, which would be Tony. So 11 is going to ditch her armor and give it to Tony, and then Tony is going to pod, join aggro, and open the door. I want a brawler to open the door because there's a possibility that there are mega spiders or scythers right behind the other side of the wall, and they would absolutely chop up aggro before aggro was able to put some distance between him and the enemy. Alright, so Tony, your job right now, stop doing your work, is to wear this marine armor. And then let's go ahead and clear it from being forced, and we are going to launch you to join aggro. And the idea here is once, if there's Luciferium in here, I'm just going to caravan it home. I'm going to suck up the amount of radiation it will take to exit to the edge of the map. This Ancient Danger is right in the middle of the map, so, you know, whatever direction I exit to, it's going to be north, west, or south. We'll get irradiated, but, like, we'll survive it. And then, if there is no radiation here, we'll go, or Luciferium rather here, we're going to head home, and my plan is to set up a trade route over here, much the way I did with this trade outpost with Eos. Eos sometimes sells Luciferium, but at the moment they're out of stock and they haven't restocked in a while. And I can't wait for them to restock because I don't know when that restock is going to be. Alright, so Tony is in the pod. She is launching, and I'm going to have her land right there. Alright, so one thing I want to do is have aggro reinstall some of these traps. I really wish I didn't have to walk over the traps. That makes me uncomfortable, but the good news is Tony is a surgeon. So if I trip the traps, I'd survive. Alright, so aggro is going to stand right here, ready to shoot it. Let's say they're bugs. He's going to stand there, and then he's going to close this door behind him. And if they're like lancers, he's just going to, yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to make sure that nobody up here is in trouble. What's Poppy? Poppy. Yeah, Poppy's a little out of position, but I'm going to go for it. All right, here we go. Ancient Danger. I'm trying to feather it. So we've got two Lancers here, and a Scyther, Luciferium, which is exactly what I'm looking for, and two pods. So what I'm going to do is try to pull the Scyther away so that the Lancers can be... I don't know why the Lancers aren't even paying attention to me. Okay, good. That was about as perfect as it could be. Alright, let's take cover before we get annihilated. Come on, be lured out. And alternatively, it's... Oh, that one's already really damaged from the shots. Yeah, we're gonna have to get aggressive here. Oh, you got your head cracked? That is nasty. Seriously? Alright, let's quickly self-tend. This Lancer seems to give no attention to me. Alright, well, if they're not chasing me, I will set up a group attack. I'm getting rid of... Uh-oh, here it comes. Oh, she's getting so beat up. All right, we did it. We got a triple rocket launcher and Luciferium. I'm not going to bother tapping into these cryosleep caskets. I just simply don't care enough. I know, pretty sad that I just don't. Oh, also, okay, so some of this zone has overhead mountains, some of it does not. I was sort of curious about that, if we were going to get irradiated or not. All right, so now I've restricted them appropriately. We've killed off the hostile mechanoids. No, don't walk over that. You're already hurt enough. Killed off the hostile mechanoids, and we will be good to caravan home. Once aggro rests a little, I guess. Now, ideally, I would wait for... Well, no, you know what I could do? To make up for the fact that Tony's a little injured, I could have her take the wake up so that she travels faster. So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have her rest. So... No, I'm not going to have her rest. Okay, drink Psychic Tea, take the wake up. Because she's going to be slower than aggro. Okay, good. At this point, we want to set up a caravan pack spot and bring this home before we have any shortages of drugs. So bring both lavish meals, Psychic Tea, and... Oh, the drugs aren't in my stockpile. That'd be foolish. Go all that effort and not bring them home. Luciferium, Psychic Tea. Okay, cool. Oh, also, let's bring the bed. Not going to help all of us. And go for the exit. Nice, we're going through caves. Oh, I could not have asked for a better exit. So Tony is a little bit faster than she otherwise would be because of the wake up, which is limiting the amount of radiation that she is suffering. Alright, says they're out of food, but that's only because she's not set up to eat lavish meals. And... now they're all set. Cool. Now the only trick is when I return home, I need to make sure that I don't get super irradiated or anything. I'm just going to get rid of this whole zone. So not bothering with the Lancers or the other Ancient Danger pods or anything like that. Let's hope I don't have to redo that. Wow, that is such an ugly color. All right. Now that we've established that we're going to have drugs, Kazumi. Yeah, I think we're going to be home before her need hits critical. We just did a cloth harvest. So what I would like to do is to start putting the red carpets back down here. Get those constructed. Let's do a quick health check. So Poppy here should be on no rads. She's pretty close to being irradiated. And I think everybody else can be on rads. Just Poppy restricted. At first glance. Oh yeah, that's the old marine armor. Okay. Now there's not a whole lot of bugs left. Maybe I'll find some bugs through deep drilling. Where are you going? Digging at oh, yeah. Why was I going over there anyway? Was that an exploratory cave? I don't really remember. It's been a long time. Yeah, it was an exploratory cave. All right. The issue with a lot of the comments I have received was, "Oh, you should mine out the northern mountains for more resources." The problem is the duration it takes to get there. It takes many hours to get there, meaning that once we get there, we basically turn around. Yes, I could hypothetically set up temporary bedrooms or something like that up there, but that's just not something I want or am willing to do. It's a lot of work for not a lot of reasons. Oh, you know what? It occurs to me I've forgotten the incendiary trap that was in the middle of the room. So let's go ahead and put that back as well. And I should be removing this from home zone. Okay, looking good. We're back on track. So the idea here is to accumulate a lot of resources that will allow us to resupply our war efforts when the need arises. I'm gonna have Cephalo finish this off. And last but not least, the beacon. This beacon needs to be reinstalled. Alright, checking Kazumi's needs for Lucy. She seems okay. Aldurnians are a little sad, not gonna lie, but, you know, that's what happens. Alright, Acid's making the carpets. Now, another thing I might be able to do is cover up some of these cables with walls, but I don't think it's all that necessary, truth be told. Now, it seems like pretty much everybody that ever enters the vault tile enters right here. Maybe I'll be given the same sort of benefit of the doubt, or maybe I'll enter the vault like over here and have to run like crazy to get home, to get safe. I suppose we'll see. Bandit Camp Quest for a Plasteel Longsword Masterwork, a heavy fur jacket, a psychic foil helmet. Those are really difficult to do in this radiation, so I may ignore that. Alright, so that trap is all set up. And we have some more traps to set up, but we're getting close. Oh, let's deconstruct this. Cool. Running low on bug meat. I am surprised. Oh, we are starting to store fine meals where fine meals do not belong, so I'm going to suspend them. I'm going to shrink this zone a little bit and expand it. So, oh, nope, wrong type. Expand it so that we could store the fine meals in frozen storage. And then let's have Poppy merge and haul them out of there. We wouldn't want our food, our precious food, our little food to be expired. Acid just got warned about his buildup, but he's running to carpets to build, so I'm not going to worry about it. Caravan entered the vault. Pretty much worst case, well, not worst case scenario, but a pretty bad scenario, which is that they entered sort of in the middle of nowhere. Aggro and... No, Tony. I'm going to have them caravan because... Oh, you are already... She's already super, super heavy. Good, because she's also the irradiated one. Aggro, you are going to load up some of the slag. And that's all that you can carry. And let's get you guys home. Gonna have them travel together. No, not like that. Caravan request a bunch of auto pistols for a charge lance, a LMG, a chain shotgun, and a bionic eye. That's a lot of auto pistols. I won't be doing that one either. Alright, cancel caravan forming. And we've got drugs. Now, we don't have enough drugs to sit on our laurels forever. It is a limited amount, but it is a high limited amount. Acid. You are heading back up there again. Oh, and you've hit the 40 mark. Okay. That's not good. I'll let you carpet up. Let's actually force him to carpet so that his radiation might drop below moderate. Semph is on a sad wander, rejected by Poppy. Poppy is beautiful, and she has to constantly reject a lot of people. That's not good. So I have to make sure that he is not wandering anywhere dangerous for him, meaning, you know, into the radiation, etc. Our acid doing some of that construction lowered his radiation a tinge, but enough that it will allow him to maybe not get cancer. We'll see. I'm going to put him on no rads. Also, my no rad zone... No, that was something else. Alright, so he's moderate 43%. I could or maybe even should have kept him up there longer, but oh well, whatever. Alright, James is back to steel mining and more steel mining. We have enough plasteel to make some more marine armor, which I'm sure Aggro will do after he runs some clothing. Let's forget the patch leather. Have we moved? No, we have not yet moved the beacon. Checking medical here. Oh, people unrestricted. Yes, because they just returned back home. That is important for me to remember. Aggro went straight to work and... yeah, I think we're fine. 21% and 6%. Well, there's my Luciferium. Let's hope I don't lose it. Alright, Levin's bringing the beacon. Boomrat is pregnant. That's somehow not surprising. It's a long run to get to that beacon. Semph, have you been wandering around in Dars? Yes, you have. Cool. Alright, as I feared, this beacon is a little bit too far away from my cable network, so I'm going to reinstall it a little closer. And then we can power it on. And then I think even unpowered beacons can call down raiders. I'm actually positive of it, which is why I have the beacon back at home uninstalled entirely, so that it has no ability to call down raiders. Making some shells again. And now this is the marine armor? Yeah, this is the marine armor. Nice. Exciting. Another pair of marine armor. And like I said, once we have 3 full pairs of marine armor and helmets, that is, I'll be comfortable turning on the reactor. I gotta do it soon because my population of boom rats is becoming a little unruly, in truth. cancer. Please, no cancer. A lot of chem fuel I've got down there. Somehow, magically, he's just been wandering around where he doesn't get himself harmed, which is phenomenal. Don't know how that was arranged, but it is quite nice. We're getting a whole lot of additional cloth. This is for replacement clothing, because I have to build some carpets up there, and then inevitably, our clothing will get damaged over time and damaged when we're wounded and all that. So, replacement clothing was pretty nice. This marble shelf should include the triple launcher. Let's add that in. And additionally, I'm going to put the artifacts on there as well. Alright, my steel's looking somewhat healthy. Jane's here. You are not going to be allowed here either. I'm forcing him to mine up north. And Semph is going to mine the stuff down below. Alright, so here I want my artifacts. Really any artifact. I'll store down there. That means the lances will be moved. Yep, James is now properly mining what he needs to. Semph, are you staying safe? You are for now. If I really want to do, I could wall up all the ways that Semph could get out and harm himself, but I'm just hoping he kind of wanders where it's safe. We are looking pretty good. So I'm not going to build that there. We have a lot of idle people, but that's fine. I guess I don't really have need for people to do work at the moment. It's mostly just mining. A little bit of repair construction. We're waiting on cotton or cloth for all of these floors up here. They're in a sorry state. I think what I'll do is prime the trap, even though it's not fully armed, by closing the doors. Because if the doors are open, as soon as a fire is set, the bugs come swarming out, and it effectively doesn't really work. So this was uranium, right? Yes. So we still have this node that is valid for uranium as well. Oh my goodness. This rat population is getting out of control. Alright, Semph should be falling down soon because he's tired. Acid didn't end up getting cancer, which is good news. So I don't want to infinitely supply meds for things I could avoid. Go ahead and force haul the artifacts. They just weren't moving them. There we go. Now, of this zone here, let's go ahead and allow manufactured medicine. There he goes. He collapsed. Manufactured medicine stored in the hot. You know, actually, don't do that. It's. I take it back. It's kind of nice to have medicine stored in two different places, because if this gets shelled, I'll be out of medicine. Whereas spreading the medicine around is kind of nice. In fact, I would go so far as to say I'm going to put medicine over here purposefully on a shelf. Because we do see combat over here often. And doing a emergency surgery over there will be a lot easier if I've got medicine stockpiled. Okay. I think my zoning's pretty good. Just getting rid of all the zoning that doesn't have overhead mountain. Did I shrink the mountain? Maybe I did. Oops. Did not mean to punch a hole there. Alright. So that's my limited zone now. Food supply looks pretty good. Agro's still working on the marine armor. Smoke leaf joints. Well, I'm kind of out of smoke leaf anyway. Second drone high for males, so we have a bunch of males that are at risk here. Probably most at risk would be a reoccurrence of a psychic break for Symph, because despite his catharsis, his mood's going to normalize at right around his biter, and having it sit at his minor breakpoint is dangerous. And then acid is, yeah, acid's losing his cool too. Now, when they're really, really low on mood, they are scheduled to smoke some smoke leaf, just to make sure they don't, you know, lose their mind. I'd rather have them less productive than wandering. Delaron, the taster. You are a gourmand. Yeah, that makes sense. A nudist taster, but you're not nude, so you're in a mood. Constraining clothing, ratty apparel, and death. Death will be part of your negative mood too. One of the things about the radiation mod that is often overlooked is how much pain people are in kind of constantly. The radiation here puts you in pain, and then the pain is a -5 mood buff even at minor pain, which means that it's very hard to be pain-free. One thing you could do to try to keep your people happier, if you have the ability to supply pain stoppers, which I have not yet done because I haven't had an opportunity to buy any or anything like that, pain stoppers would definitely help mitigate the negative moods of the radiation. But yeah, the constant pain that you're in is definitely does make it hard. All right, let's queue up our Psychite Tea up to something much, much higher, so we have a nice, healthy supply of it for the end game. Symph, you're meditating. Yeah, we're trying to keep them sane here as best I can. Another thing I could do is assign the, well, alright, assigning lavish meals to my males would help. I don't care about, no, I'll care about Cefalu. Normally I wouldn't, but this time around I will. I won't be mean. We don't have any beer, do we? Yeah, we don't have enough hops for that. I think that solar flare knocked out some of that hop growing that we had going on. I had to switch it over to cotton anyway because we want to finish up the flooring up there. Symph, you should be on no rads rather than limited rads, even though you don't have any radiation whatsoever. Every now and then you can make the path here and not gain radiation. It's rare, but it's possible. Alright, that's every little psychoid leave, just about, that I had. Silver ore landing. The non-toxic fallout looks so much nicer. The constant, having to stare at constant toxic fallout looks gross. takes a lot of effort to make marine armor. I mean, it should, right? It's really, really powerful, but it is a lot of resource gathering. All right, Kazumi leveled up in cooking yet again. Now, as you can see, our newly acquired Luciferium supply is already being whittled down. The amount of plasteel I have in total is pretty low. We're also going to want 3 additional plasteel, or marine helmets, rather. And they are going to be 120 plasteel total, which is pricey. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to get a charge lance either. Charge lances are particularly good weapons to isolate really strong enemies, like ones that have triple or doomsday launchers, and you can engage them at pretty decent range. And having a volley of like 2-3 people all fire at once with a charge lancer against a target, chances are that target's going to get shredded. Not always, but it's a pretty safe bet. Just looking around the rest of the map. A lot of downtime in this vault. That I can fully agree about. Alright, so some of the cotton's coming in. Harvestable soon-ish. You have Acid wearing the other power armor. Now, wearing all this marine armor will make us more susceptible to the cold, for sure. But that's just a risk I have to take when we're doing battle. I think hypothermia is less of a threat to us than radiation or, you know, shots and slashes. Now, 11 got another medical emergency and also a shoot frenzy. Inspiration and a health problem all at the same time. Alright, so it is hard snowing right now. So what I'm going to do is remove this path from clearing snow. And then I'll shovel it once it is done snowing, because I don't want to stand out there and keep clearing it continuously, building up my radiation over and over and over for no reason. So these helmets are also going to require one advanced... Okay, so I have enough advanced components for them, but then I'm going to want to restockpile my advanced components. The idea behind there, as I've said, is to have a nice surplus of advanced components, so in the case that I have like a leg or arm or something blown out, I can do something about it. Another thing I should consider is if the next raid that comes, I might want to keep a liver for myself. Or if I have like an exotic goods or slave trader or something like that, acquire a liver, because Poppy here has liver damage, which makes her it will be a lot harder for her to recover from diseases because she has bad blood filtration. Alright, I'm gonna go back to fine meal dining or cooking now that we have some space freed up. As you can see, Acid and Stormy, because of their radiation buildup. You know, I should probably, what I'll probably try to do is keep people in Initial and not even in Minor, because once you're at Minor, it's a -10 mood debuff. And this is something I've kind of ignored in the past because I've needed a lot of work done outdoors. But now that I don't need so much work done outdoors, I might as well sort of treat people a little bit better, right? So this marine armor right here is going to be our backup marine armor, in case someone's armor goes below 51% and becomes tattered. I wonder how many portions are underneath there. Let me power this back on. Oh, there's plenty of plasteel there. I'm not going to run through that plasteel for a good long time, which is good news. All right, there is the last of the marine armor. This is another excellent. So I have 3 excellents and a good, and now off to helmets. The harvest for the cotton should be pretty soon. Yep. That'll be good. It's coming tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I'm going to... Nah, I'll leave it. It's going to prematurely... Sometimes if you really want to micromanage, what you could do is when your grow lights shut off, you can do a harvest so that you aren't re-sowing seeds midday, which is lower efficiency. But I don't need the cotton that badly. And actually taking a look at things, it looks like I am slowly running up through all of my insect meat, which is crazy, considering all the giant amount of bugs that I had killed over the episodes here. And yet I've turned all of them into food, just about. Part of that is because I have to crank out a lot more kibble. We have a lot of additional pets that I hadn't had previously. In fact, we need 4 more beds, because we have a stupid amount of boom rats. Now, one interesting thing is the boom rats are immune to radiation, purposefully. So they could, I mean, not that you can train them to haul, but they could wander around. Not that there's really any, in truth, there is no sources of food out on the map, which is why you don't really see wildlife spawning. They just have to scavenge the dead. So what I'm going to do is create 3 boxes out here, and then I can install them in. That'll be a lot easier. Kazumi continually hits 18 cooking, like it's her job. She gains it, she loses it, she gains it, she loses it. It's like that's all she does. All right, I think right now I'm going to show hats up here too, so I can figure out who has helmets, who has hats, what do we need, etc. Having everyone in advanced helmets or something similar for the endgame raids will be really smart to limit the amount of ears, nose, eyes, brain damage that we get. It is no longer snowing, so I'm going to expand a clear snow zone here, allowing us to run north a little bit easier. I want to clear the snow, but I don't want to bother tidying up the dirt or filth or whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't care if it's ugly here. I mean, surely it obviously is, because it's a really dirty path. But given how little time we spend there, it's of no consequence whatsoever. Alright, animals. You are standing where I'm trying to give you all beds, so let's have you all move, because it is frustrating. So animals, all move to area 1. Beds installed. And now back to pets. $13 pets, plus Hendrik in the casket. Alright, that's another helmet made. Where'd it go? Oh, it's just sitting right there. No one's picked it up yet. I have a good old-fashioned infestation, but unlike past infestations, it's not baited to my infestation zone, so that will be interesting. But taking a look at the time that I have on the clock, this would be yet another good cliffhanger. Sorry about the cliffhangers, guys, but we're going to have to see how my infestation bashing works when they're not up in that fiery tunnel. I guess I'll need to illuminate that patio out there near the kill box, and that will definitely help. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. I have absolutely loved the sort of feedback I'm getting from you guys, so keep them coming. I'll catch you all next time. Adios.